Turkey has changed considerably in the last few years. An increase in terrorist attacks and a disintegration of relations with most neighbors has taken Turkey from the world's second most robust economy to now looking beaten and bruised, in the words of one analyst. Bringing back the glory days of the past is one of the main arguments the government makes in support of their proposed 18 constitutional changes, which include enabling the president to appoint ministers, top state and judicial officials, dissolve the parliament, and declare emergency rule.
We've been in trouble because of the loopholes in the governmental system, not twice, but maybe 22 times. There is no point in insisting on a current system.
Many feel the current parliamentary system, as depicted in the constitution, has stalled Turkey's progress.
Turkey's current constitution was produced back in 1982 by a committee largely dominated by Turkey's military. Therefore, the Yes camp argues that these 18 constitutional reforms are needed to reflect the very different and difficult times that we are currently in. However, the No camp argues that it was Erdogan himself that has produced much of these difficulties.
So how did Turkey get here?
There was economic growth in early 2000s. But of course, in the last few years, what we see is that the tide has changed, and the current government thinks the solution to instability lies in monopolizing more power and turning more authoritarian through democratic means.
Yet some citizens would disagree.
I think the No camp's argument here is that, look, the world has changed and we have to change with it. Like moving away from this extremely nationalist Islamist local ideology. They see it as the source of the instability in this globalized world.
If the majority of voters say no, it will reject the need for reforms that Erdogan argues would streamline policy implementation. If the yes vote wins, it would give Erdogan sweeping new presidential powers and possibly let him rule for more than a decade. Either way, Turkey is headed for tougher times still, says Şeker.
We will see, I think, a stronger polarization of the country as well. This is the difference between referendums and, of course, general elections, is that there is only one question. And it's a yes and a no. There is no gray zone. So if it's a question of everything being black and white, I'm not sure how that brings stability.
Natalie Carney for CGTN in Istanbul, Turkey.